there's always a way to get something in, you know. That's the big problem, and that's also what hackers like. If you go to a hacking convention and you have a box and you say this box is safe, then hackers love that, and they will prove that it's eventually not safe. There's nothing that's unhackable. If you Google hackers, for instance, and you look at Google images, you get a lot of guys with ski masks and hoodies and all the stuff. And hackers aren't that bad. Hackers want to help. There are a lot of good hackers out there. But because the name is still a bit, it sounds a bit criminal, people are also afraid to work with hackers. And the thing that we are trying to change is work with hackers, trust hackers, work together and make the internet and everything a safer place. A lot of hacking also still is going to the criminals, because a guy finds some database and he can legally tell it to the company, but then he will get a t-shirt and maybe there's a criminal who will pay him a lot of money. Well, what if we can just make the bug bounties higher and make responsible disclosure more open? So that everybody works with it and that hackers don't have to go to the criminals. Via bug bounties and responsible disclosure, it's getting better and better, but we still need to make it workable. There are still a lot of companies where we also as Zerocopter come in and we talk to the CISOs and they are crazy about us. Yeah, we want to work with you. And then finally our offer goes to the board and then there's a guy from about 70 years old with a scar saying, hackers, oh no, not hackers in my company, and then it's gone again. So everybody needs to learn that hackers can also help and be good people, and I think then we can make it all safer. You buy a camera and your neighbor has the same camera and it's taken over, and they use all those cameras together to attack somebody. And this somebody is maybe have a great attack stopper, but the internet bandwidth they use is like this, it's a highway. So if you've got millions of packets coming in, then it's blocked and you cannot use it anymore. It is an issue because you are participating in cyber attacks, I think. Your camera is attacking maybe a government somewhere. And not just cameras, also water cookers, vacuum cleaners, everything that's connected to the internet is bundled together and creating attacks to block certain companies. Well, we are already on a cyber arm race. I mean, every country is building teams for defense and for hacking as well. The only problem is that you never really know who attacked you. That's the problem. I mean, you say it was Russia attacking America, but are you really sure it's Russia? Wasn't it China that broke into a Russian server and from there attacked America? And that stuff you have to think very careful about, and that's the big issue I see. I mean, it's good that countries are going to defend themselves, and to defend yourself you have to learn to attack, so that's also good. But I'm afraid for the moment that countries are gonna attack really each other as a war, you know? Somebody attacked me, I'm gonna attack back, because you never know if you're attacking the right person back, you know? That's the big issue. Everything is hackable. That's the problem. I think there's nothing 100% secure. If you have a hacker who has enough time, enough money, and enough persistence, he will get in eventually. He will go for it in the end. And that's a real targeted thing. And of course, if it's a nation state, then they have much more means and much more money to get in. So possible. Only the way if it's not connected to the internet and if it's pretty secure and the people around it are secure and the perimeter is secure, then maybe you can make something safe. But there's always a way to get something in, you know. That's the big problem, and that's also what hackers like. If you go to a hacking convention and you have a box and you say this box is safe, then hackers love that, and they will prove that it's eventually not safe. There's nothing that's unhackable. A lot of countries have armies of hackers already, so I think, yeah, that's the way to go in the end. But the problem for a lot of companies and countries is that to train a hacker, you cannot basically grab a person from the street and train them to be a hacker, because they have to think like a hacker. They have to feel how hackers feel, you know, to get everything, to open up everything, to get inside stuff, make sure how it works. And not everybody has that. So you cannot just get people off the streets. You need to have hackers, and the hackers know they're hackers because they're hacking already. And some just won't work for governments. They want to work for themselves, or they want to just play or just game and on the side maybe do a little bit of hacking. So it's very difficult to get the right education. And I think also there should be schools where you maybe learn hacking or learn secure programming and stuff like that. And also that's lacking at the moment. There are schools where you can learn to program, but there's no focus on secure programming. And I think that will be very important in the future.